What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? What's up? It is Go Day Sunday. It's your boy KJ. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good. Hope you're doing good. It's a great day to be alive. Thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. I appreciate you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's Gold Day Sunday. And I know I'm a little bit late, but I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I am here. I'm here. What's going on, Rasha, Latisse? Hey, Annie. How y'all doing? Thank you for joining. It's a great day to be alive. I hope you believe it. I hope you know it. I believe it with everything that is in me. So y'all come on in, get settled, and we're about to hang out, spend some time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. How you doing? How you doing? Again, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Come on in, like the live, share the live. Do that for me. Do that for me. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. It's a great day to be alive. I hope you believe it. I hope you know it. Good evening. Hey, Latanya. Hey, Wanda. How you doing? Hey, Darren. How you doing? Lynn, thank you for joining. Good evening. It's Gold Day Sunday, and we're here to do the thing. Hey, Ruby, how you doing? It'll be all right. So y'all come on in. This Gold Day Sunday, and we're here setting goals. Thank you for the heart, me, Ruby. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. If you're not connected with me, go ahead and connect with me. If you haven't sent your heart me already, go ahead and send your heart me. We appreciate it. I'm doing good, dear. How are you? How was your weekend been? Thank you so much for joining. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for joining. Hey, Brian Pratt, how you doing? Thank you for joining. What's up, D-A-V-E, Dave? What's up? Bit hectic? Okay. My day was good. My day was good. It was really nice. I would have been on here earlier, but if you know anything about that Sunday after church nap, it got me. It got me this time. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you so much for sharing the live. If you don't mind sharing the live, share the live. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. Hey, Barry Allen. Hey, Queen Mbaku. Mbaku, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So, if you're not familiar with my Sundays, this is Gold Day Sunday. This is the day that we set our goals for the week. They started already. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing out the live. Thank you for connecting. I appreciate you. Hey, Dana, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Yeah, look, today, as you can see, we're going to be talking about pivoting under pressure. Pivoting under pressure. I don't know if you're under pressure right now or if you're in the middle of a pivot, but we're going to talk about how do we do that effectively. Because at some point in our life, we all are going to have to pivot. So that's what our discussion is going to be. We're going to be talking about pivoting under pressure. So welcome to my live. Welcome to my live. Welcome to my live. This is KJ's Place, the place of empowerment. All right. So thank you for joining. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you for being a part of the team. It is a wonderful day to be alive. I will say good evening to those here in the U.S. Good morning to those in the UK and in Africa, New Zealand, and in China. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening to those who are in Brazil. We appreciate you. We'll be all right. All right. So thank y'all for joining. I appreciate you. And South Africa. Yeah. Thank you for joining from South Africa this early in the morning. Well, we are not going to be here long today. And what part of South Africa are you in, Ruby? Thank you so much for joining. Well, listen, again, thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate you. Like I say, it's a great day to be alive. It really is. And I'm thankful for being here. And I thank you for connecting with me. All right. I don't know why this thing is giving me restrictions. I have no idea. Hey, Primo Fontaine. I have no idea why this thing is giving me restrictions, but Pretoria, okay. All right. Good deal. Thank you for joining. Pretoria, okay. That's where the track star was from, who had the blades on his feet. He was from Pretoria. They accused of killing his fiance, girl, wife, whatever. I don't think he did it, but That's not me. And I mean, he unalived her. So thank you again for joining. But again, this is Goal Day Sunday. This is where we come to set our goals for the week. Because I say all the time that if we don't set a goal, we'll never make it. If we don't set a goal, we'll never reach it. All right. And I used to be one who didn't like to set goals, right? But I learned later on that when I didn't set goals, I prevented myself of the opportunity of growing. I prevented myself from having the opportunity of learning, and I prevented myself from having the opportunity of celebrating. GLC. When we set goals, we grow, we learn, we celebrate, right? The reason we grow is because when we set goals and we make ourselves uncomfortable and we reach further and stretch ourselves, we have going on in our brain what's called neuroplasticity. That means that our brains find new ways of doing things. It expands, it grows, it becomes more attentive, more aware, and we begin to think beyond what we've ever thought before. And so that's one of the reasons why we set goals, we grow. We also learn because even if we don't reach the goal, we learn what we need to do in order to reach the goal. Hey, what's going on, Janine? We're talking about pivoting under pressure, my friend. Pivoting under pressure, right? So, we're growing, we're learning, and we also get a chance to celebrate, right? It's important to celebrate because if we go 7 days without celebrating, what happens is we run the risk of falling into depression. Because if we find a reason to celebrate, and your goals doesn't have to be lofty, they don't have to be big, they can be a goal. It could be a goal that you know is attainable. But if you make it, you're going to celebrate, right? And when we celebrate, we release in our bloodstream, the brain releases dopamine in the bloodstream. That is that happy juice that we get, right? For celebrating when our brain releases that dopamine. And so when the brain releases dopamine, it helps us to sleep better. It helps us to connect better. It helps us to just be an all around more appreciative person. Gratefulness arises out of our ability to be able to celebrate. So those are the reasons we set goals. Because we grow, we learn, and we celebrate. All right. All right. Yeah, it is a good one, Janine. And so we're going to be talking about pivoting under pressure. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. And if you have not done so already, go ahead and share the live. Go ahead and share the live. I appreciate you for doing so. All right. Let me do this real quick. Thank you so much. Go ahead and share out the live because I think this is something that we all need because just by virtue of the fact that we are alive, we face pressure, right? And we're going to talk about the different kinds of pressure that we face. Excuse me, I have to hydrate, right? So we all face pressure at some point or another, right? So we want to talk about. I thank you for the populars, Janine. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Donnie, how you doing? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey, Detrice Ward, thank you for joining. Thank you, Ruben, for the popular. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So we all face pressure, right? But sometimes what happens in life is we allow pressure to keep us from moving forward. We allow pressure to keep us stuck. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by pressure. Sometimes we get disappointed by pressure. Sometimes we get frustrated by pressure. But whenever pressure shows up, we have to learn how to pivot. I'm a basketball fan and I love watching basketball. And nothing excites me more than when a player is in a crunch, when they are under pressure, right? And this is what they actually call it. They are under pressure. Maybe they're being double teamed, but the one of the core things, the basics, one of the basics of basketball is that if you can't dribble any further, if you can't move anywhere legally, you have to learn how to pivot, right? You have to learn how to pivot. That means you have one foot placed stable and the other foot gives you the opportunity to move as far as you can in a circle, right? As long as that one foot is anchoring you, right? You can move as far as you can. And so we have to learn how to pivot under pressure. Hey, how you doing, Brooke M. Root? Hey, T. Marie, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for joining. I do appreciate you for connecting and joining with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. So we have to learn how to pivot while we are under pressure, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about pivoting under pressure. All right. Now, I'll go ahead and close that down. All right. And thank you so much, Imran, for joining. It's so good to see you, sir. Hadn't seen you in a while. Hey, how you doing, Deborah Almeida, Kimberly Riviera, thank you. Fitness Lady, thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about pivoting under pressure. All right, so let's talk about the various kinds of pressure that we may face when we're pivoting, right? What are some things that causes pressure in our lives? One of the things that cause pressure is finances, right? Many can relate to financial pressure. Maybe you don't have enough finances. Maybe you were scammed out of your finances. Maybe you have to spend a certain amount or you will lose it, right? And so financial pressure can come in all forms, whether you are someone who is a part of a family, whether you're single, whether you are a small business owner, whether you are a CFO of a corporation. Financial pressure, it varies in width and depth because, it depends on what you have responsibility of, right? And so we have to always be aware that people have different kinds of financial pressure. Sometimes financial pressure is due that it's not that I don't have money in the bank, but I have my stocks out there or my 401k and it's being hit real hard because of the fluctuation of the market, and it's preventing me from being able to retire like I want to. So there are different kinds of pressure, different forms of pressure. All right. So finances could be a form of pressure. Another form of pressure is health pressure. If my health is not good enough, right? Maybe I need to lose a certain amount of weight. Maybe I have a doctor's report that I've been giving. Maybe I have something going on that I don't understand. Maybe there's a family member who's not doing well. Hey, Saki. Hey, Armando. Hey, T. Dwayne. Great poems. Thank you for joining. So I could have, health pressure from anywhere. Right? And so I have to learn how to pivot while I'm under these financial pressures, these health pressures. And then I have to learn how to pivot when I'm under these family relationship pressures. Maybe I am, my marriage is falling apart. Maybe I am just tired of being single. Maybe I know I need to stay in singleness, but the loneliness brings pressure. Maybe I'm dating someone and I'm feeling pressure to try to impress this person. Maybe my children are causing me relationship pressure. Maybe I have relationship pressure with my parents. Maybe I'm now in a position to where I'm raising my parents, right? And so it causes pressure. So we have to learn how to pivot in those moments of pressure. But maybe it's not relationship pressure. Maybe it's relationship of a job or career transition. Maybe I'm getting a promotion and I'm having this cognitive dissonance, wondering if I have the ability to fit in or not, wondering if I have the ability to do the job effectively or not, wondering if I am the right fit or not, right? But I know that I got the job. I know that I qualified for the job, but I don't know if I can really do the job, right? And so I'm playing small, right? I'm dimming my light. And maybe it's because I'm going to a new job. I took a job because it fits more in my career path, but that means I have to let go of some benefits over here in order to reach my dream. Maybe it's that I'm leaving my job, my full-time job, to become an entrepreneur, become a small business leader, to take that jump to start my own business. And so that can bring pressure. Maybe my spouse doesn't understand. My parents don't understand. My children don't understand. And they're afraid, right? And so that brings pressure, not just in job transitions, but in relationships as well. Or maybe I was terminated. That's pressure in and of itself, because now I have to figure out how am I going to pivot in this space, right? Because if I eat up all of my 401k, then what am I going to do about retirement? If I eat up all of my 401k, then I have to lose the opportunities I have in the market to be able to grow my cash, right? So that causes pressure, right? It causes pressure. All right. And then not only do we have job transition pressure, if we are a project manager, or we have a thing that have a project that we're managing for one of our clients or one of our departments internally, and then they say, okay, we were going to need this in October, but now we need this in August. Man, it is almost the middle of July, and you're telling me that you need something to be moved up to the end of August? Right? So now I have to get it by the middle of the third quarter instead of the end of the third quarter, right? And so these things can cause pressure, right? And then maybe it's just a personal, family, or business crisis. You got a crisis in your personal life, right? You have to figure out how to get something done, right? You got a crisis. Maybe you got hit by a storm, hit by a tornado, hit by a flood. Whatever it is, maybe something happened to where you were robbed. Maybe something happened where you had a car accident. It's a crisis, and so you have to learn how to pivot. Maybe it's a family crisis, right? Maybe you had a death in the family. Maybe you had something happen to one of your children, right? And you can't reach them. How do you pivot in the middle of that crisis? Maybe it's a business crisis. Maybe you underbidded yourself for a contract, right? And now you don't have enough to pay your employees, and you have to make sure you have a way to keep things afloat, right? That's a crisis, right? And then maybe you're just not meeting your goals. And then maybe there are industry changes, right? You're in an industry that has been growing, has been booming, but now you have to find out how to be creative in the midst of these industry changes. Maybe it's in real estate. Maybe it's in sales. Maybe it's in whatever field you're in, and the industry has changed because technology has come in and caused you to have to shift, and you're trying to pivot in the midst of that pressure, right? So these are various causes that will cause us to have to pivot. And these things bring pressure, right? And again, if I got the ball in my hand and the ball is in my court and I'm trying to get to my goal and I can't see because I have too many things that are putting pressure on me, how do I pivot and not make a move that's going to be detrimental to me? How do I pivot under pressure? All right. Hey, Jasmine's Aesthetic UK. Thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. Hey, Banjo. Hey, Lux. Hey, Ogechi. Hey, Shola. Thank you all for joining. If you're just coming in, thank you for joining. We appreciate you. So how do I pivot under pressure? Let's talk about it. First thing we have to understand is that a pivot is not a full turn. So don't exhaust yourself trying to deal with all of the pressure at the same time, right? Sometimes when we're in the middle of a pivot and we have pressure coming from multiple directions, we're trying to handle everything at the same time, right? You can't maneuver around 3 different people at one time if you got a basketball, because if they get their hands on that ball, then it's going to be jump ball and you don't know whether you're going to get the ball back or not. So the goal is to keep the ball in your court. And so you can't move too fast. You can't move too fast. You can't go all the way around at one time. That's the same thing when it comes to pressure. If it's a financial pressure, you can't resolve all your financial issues at one time. Build your budget, take one step at a time, and find out how to get there. You can't handle all of a family crisis at one time. You can't handle sickness at one time. One thing I had to learn last year when I got a report that was not favorable to me, I understood that I didn't have control of the situation, right? You can't control everything at one time. I had a mentor who asked a question once while we were in a meeting, because there were so many things and so many changes and so many adjustments coming. And we were right in the middle of an acquisition and merger. And he said, there are a lot of changes coming down the pike, but we're not going to stress about it. And he asked this question and it changed my whole perception about how to manage pressure. He asked a question, and I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to answer it in the chat if you're here with me. I want to ask you, how do you boil an ocean? That's exactly what I said when he asked the question. I didn't say anything. I got quiet. But he asked, how do you boil an ocean? And nobody answered. And he said, you boil an ocean one pot at a time. And so when you have an extreme amount of pressure, you don't try to tackle everything at one time. You take your time and be strategic. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing, soft queen? You have to take your time and be strategic if you're going to pivot properly under pressure, right? So somebody put in the chat, say, be strategic. You got to be strategic. We got to be strategic when we're under pressure, because if we lose it, if we get overwhelmed, if we get too excited, we could mess some things up, right? So we have to learn how to pivot under pressure, right? And so we have to learn how to be strategic. Somebody say, be strategic. Be strategic. All right. All right. So we're learning how to pivot under pressure. All right. Um, thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. If you are joining and you have not gotten your daily heart me, please get your daily heart me, right? Please get your daily heart me. We want you to get your daily heart me. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for getting your daily heart me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So we want you to get your daily heart me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me 1 second. All right. So I appreciate you. So we have to learn how to pivot under pressure, and so we have to learn how to be strategic, strategic. All right, we can't pivot all at one time. Okay, so here is point number 2. When we're learning to pivot under pressure, point number 2 is a pivot requires balance. So stabilize yourself before you try to move, because if you're on the basketball court and you have that pivot foot down, if something gets you off balance and you move that pivot foot, you're going to turn the ball over because you're going to get a travel or a walk, right? And it's going to give the other team an advantage because they get the ball now. So again, if I'm under pressure, I want to make sure I keep the ball in my court, not give the ball to anybody else. Because once I surrender the control that I have, that I can control, once I surrender to somebody else, then it's over, right? What's up, Drew Love? Thank you for joining. So we have to make sure that we are pivoting under pressure, right? So thank you again for joining. Hey, how you doing, Eric? I appreciate you. Have to pivot under pressure. Give me a second here, because I think. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. All right. All right. That's cool. All right. So we have to learn to pivot under pressure, right? And so pivoting requires balance. It requires balance, balance, balance. Somebody put in the chat, balance. It's important. Balance. Put in the chat, balance. So not only do I have to be strategic, I have to have balance. Okay? All right. The reason I'm asking y'all to put something in the chat because I don't think it's allowing me to receive comments, and I hate when that happens. Things get on my nerves. I think the thing is restricting me. All right, let me see if this works. Thank you all again so much for joining. So pivoting under pressure requires, again, let me see. Thank you so much. All right. I don't know if it's, I don't know why it does that. All right. Okay, so, all right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm pivoting under pressure. So point one is you can't make a full turn all at once, right? You have to deal, you can't deal with all the pressure at the same time. Number two, so it means you have to be strategic. Number two, you have to have balance. You have to stabilize yourself before you try to move. All right? Number three, there is a rhythm to pivoting. You ever seen a person who is holding the ball and they can't dribble anymore and they're moving that 1 foot? There's a rhythm to pivoting, right? So don't try to rush things, but also don't try to move too slow. You have to get in the rhythm. You have to be strategic. You have to be stable, and you have to have a rhythm, right? You have to have a rhythm, right? You have to be in sync. And so you have to find your rhythm, and don't let anyone take you out of your rhythm when you're trying to pivot, right? Because when you know what you need to do, don't let them try to rush you. Stay in your zone, right? Keep your rhythm. Hey, Miss Ann, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Hey, Chosen Light, thank you for joining. Great Britain. Hey, Vital Shift, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. So when we're pivoting under pressure, we have to make sure that, number one, we are not trying to handle all the pressure at one time. We have to be strategic. Number two, we have to also make sure that we have stabilized ourselves. We have balance, right? We can't try to move while we're off balance. The other thing we have to do is pivoting has a rhythm. So I have to be in sync. I have to be in sync with what's going on, right? So here's number four. When I'm learning to pivot under pressure, pivoting requires visual perception. So maintain a high level of self-awareness. I have to know what position I'm in. I have to know where I am in proximity to the goal, right? So if I have a goal and I have to stop and pivot, I have to know where am I in regards to my goal, right? And so I have to be self-aware when I am pivoting, because even though I'm stable and I'm in position, is the shot clock running out? Am I running out of time? Am I close to the goal than I think? Can I get a shot off? What do I need to do? Do I hand off an assist? Right? And so I have to make sure that I am self-aware. I have to make sure I'm self-aware. Make sure I'm self-aware. All right? So pivoting requires me to be strategic. It requires me to be stable. It requires me to be in sync. And it requires me to be self-aware. Self-aware. All right? I say again, it requires me to be strategic. It requires me to be stable. It requires me to be in sync. And it requires me to be self-aware. All right. Point five, a pivot is a temporary movement to give me time to calculate my next move. So don't get stuck in the pivot. Look for a way to make your next best move, right? Because when you are in the pivot, you are trying to figure out the next best move. Hey, how you doing, Ruhaina? Sayuti? Ruhaina, thank you for joining. You're trying to find what's the next best move. How do I make this strategic move? I need to calculate what's going on, right? Because I know this next move is going to be my best move, right? So if I am in the pivot, I have to make sure that I'm being strategic. I have to make sure I'm stable. I have to make sure I'm in sync. And then I have to make sure I'm self-aware, But then I have to make sure I don't get stuck. All right. And then finally, number 6, sometimes we only pivot long enough to find the help we need. So don't try to deal with the pressure alone. And many of us make the grave mistake of trying to deal with pressure alone. And we overwhelm ourselves, we stress ourselves out, we get our blood pressure at stroke level, we have all of these things, we have sleepless nights. But only thing we need to understand is that we have an assist. We're looking for the assist, right? And don't be so prideful. Don't be so prideful to where you are not looking for the assistance that you need, right? You can't be so prideful to where you don't accept the assistance, right? Was talking to a couple. They had the opportunity to get things changed, and it was like pulling teeth to tell them, hey, take the assist. It was right there in front of them. They had been going through and dealing with difficulties for a long time. And now the way out has come, but it's going to require them to take the assist. Don't be so prideful that you are not willing to take the assist. All right. So that's how we pivot under pressure. That's how we pivot under pressure. All right. Hey, Deborah Michelle, how you doing, baby? All right. So that's how we pivot under pressure. All right. I'm going to put those back up here again. All right. So we can see those all together. All right. I want us to make sure we understand it. So we have to be strategic, right? We have to be strategic when we're pivoting. All right. We have to be stable when we're pivoting. All right. Not only do we have to be strategic, not only do we have to be stable, all right, we have to be self-aware, right? I'm sorry. We have to be in sync. My bad. We have to be in sync. Have to be synchronized. All right. Then, after we're synchronized, right, we have to be self-aware. Have to be self-aware. That's a lot of people miss it on that part because they are not aware of where they are, right? Then we have to make sure we don't get stuck. All right. And then not only do we have to make sure we don't get stuck, we have to seek out assistance. Come in. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry. All right. We have to seek out assistance. All right. So here are the things that we need to understand about pivoting under pressure. All right. So again, we have to learn how to be strategic. What's up, Jay Shorty? We have to learn how to be stable. We have to stabilize ourselves. we have to learn how to be synchronized because pivoting has a rhythm. It has a rhythm. If I maintain the rhythm, listen, I can maintain my stability in the pivot, right? I have to be strategic. I can't just be moving anywhere. I have to be strategic on how I move when I'm stuck in the pivot, when pressure comes. I have to be strategic on how I move because, like I say, in basketball, if you're not strategic, if those guys get their hand or girls get their hands on the ball, you got to turn the ball over. So I have to be strategic. I have to be stable because pivoting requires balance. You got one foot planted and the other foot moving. I got to be stable. I can't be hysterical while I'm trying to pivot. I got to calm myself and learn how to have stability. I got to be synchronized because pivoting has a rhythm. And then I have to be self-aware. I have to know my positionality. I have to know where I am. Am I close enough to get a shot off? Am I close enough to pass it? Am I close enough to where I still have time on the shot clock, right? So when I'm pivoting, I need to make sure that I am self-aware. Is it something that I'm doing to hinder me from moving? Is it something, what impediment is in the way? How do I get around that impediment? How do I move beyond the position that I'm in? I have to understand my positionality, right? Am I close to being out of bounds? Am I close to just losing everything? Hey, D's Hair Oil, thank you for joining. Am I close to being out of bounds? Am I close to doing things the wrong way to where I'm going to forfeit this opportunity that I have? Because pressure, watch this, I guarantee you, pressure only comes when your greatest opportunity shows up, right? And then not only do I need to be self-aware, I can't get stuck. If I'm in the pivot, I got to do something. I got to do something to get out of that. Maybe I need to duck up under somebody. Maybe I need to, as long as I keep that 1 foot stable, maybe I have to go under some things. Maybe I have to lower myself. Maybe I have to humble myself. Maybe I have to do some other things. I have to be creative and find a way out of this, because if I stay stuck for too long, I'm going to be stuck for a long time. All right? Let that sink in. If I stay stuck too long in the middle of the pivot, I'm going to be stuck a long time and I'm going to get a penalty. You get penalized for staying in the pivot too long, because if you're on the back court, you're going to get penalized because you're delaying the game. If you're on your side of the court, you have a shot clock. If you are under the goal, if you're in the post, then guess what? You're going to get a 3-second violation. So if I'm pivoting, it's only a temporary space for me to learn what's my next best move. And then sometimes in the pivot, I have to seek out assistance. I cannot be so arrogant and prideful to think that I can get a shot off under pressure every time. Sometimes I can throw that wild shot up and it can be wet every time, right? It wet the net every time. But there's sometimes where I can't move. I may have to pass the ball around my back. I may have to throw the ball over my head. I may have to find somebody who is taller so I can throw it up. I may have to lob it. But if I'm not self-aware, I don't know where I am in juxtaposition to those who are there to assist me. Let's go. What's going on? Thank you for joining. So, again, when I am in the pivot, I have to learn how to be strategic. I have to learn how to be stable. I have to learn how to be synchronized. I have to learn how to be self-aware. I have to learn how to seek assistance. All right? When I'm in the pivot, I have to learn, hey, Addie, hey, Eric, hey, 1998. When I'm in the pivot and I'm pivoting under pressure, I have to remember these things. All right? I have to remember these things. When I'm pivoting under pressure, I'm going to repeat them one more time. Let me do something real quick. All right? I want to do this because I may have to post this highlight as some of my content for this week. All right. So how do I pivot under pressure? I'm going to go back through it one more time. If I'm going to pivot under pressure, I have to, first of all, learn how to be strategic, right? I cannot just make dumb moves when I'm under pressure, right? Then I have to learn how to be stable. I got to balance myself, because just because I have pressure over here does not mean that I neglect the space over here, right? So I got to be stable. Then I have to be synchronized, because pivoting has a rhythm, right? I can't just be moving any kind of way. No, pivoting has a rhythm, right? So I have to learn how to be stable. I have to learn how to be synchronized. And then I have to learn how to be self-aware. I have to know what is my position while I'm pivoting, so that I don't find myself to where I'm in a major crunch. Because some people, they pivot too long, right? They pivot too long, and then more help comes from the defense. And then I have other pressure pile on, and then other pressure pile on. If I pivot too long financially, then I have more debt and more debt and more debt. If I pivot too long in my family life, then I have a crisis over here, a crisis over here, a crisis over here, and we haven't gotten any resolve. If I pivot too long in the midst of a market transition, then I will lose money simply because I did not make the right pivot. If I pivot wrong when I'm trying to make a job transition, if I don't take the promotion that's been offered to me that I know I can get, then guess what? I might be stuck in that job for a long time. So we have to learn how to pivot. We have to learn how to pivot under pressure. And then sometimes when we pivot under pressure, we got to seek out assistance. Because sometimes we have to be aware enough to know that we can't move without help. And so that is how we pivot under pressure. We have to be strategic. We have to be stable. We have to be synchronized. We have to be self-aware. We can't get stuck in the middle of the pivot, and we have to seek out assistance. All right? So what we're getting ready to do for the next 10 minutes, what we get ready to do, we are about to journal. All right? So I want you to get a pen and piece of paper. I want you to get a pen and piece of paper. And here are our journaling prompts. All right? If you're still with me, here are our journaling prompts. Right? What areas of pressure are causing me to have to pivot? Do I need to slow down, or do I need to speed up in order to keep up with the rhythm of my pivot? Because sometimes we can move too slow. Sometimes we can move too fast. Where do I need to find balance? Because sometimes I cannot allow the crisis or the pressure to cause me to stay in one position. I have to learn how to move around. Where do I find balance? All right? Then where am I in the pivot? Am I close enough to be able to see what direction I'm going? Where am I? Where am I in the pivot? Have I been in the pivot too long? Am I close enough to the goal? Because it's goal day Sunday. Am I close enough to the goal to at least take a shot at the goal? Because some people, they stop right before the goal simply because the pressure arises and the goal was right there. So I have to find out, where am I in the pivot? Then I have to find out, am I stuck? Am I stuck in the pivot because I stayed in the same position too long? Because I stopped trying? Am I stuck? Thank you so much for the popular votes. D, thank you so much. Am I stuck? Empower Her, thank you for joining. Beyond the Frame, thank you for joining. April, Amelia, thank you for joining. User Miss Maui, thank you for joining. And then the last prompt is, do I need help to get me unstuck? So I am going to put this up here. We're going to take the next few minutes to journal. All right? We're journaling. We're journaling. So you get your pen and a piece of paper. We're talking about pivoting under pressure. What areas of pressure are causing me to pivot? Is it time? Is it finances? What is it that's causing me to pivot? If you're just joining, thank you for joining. We're journaling right now. We're talking about pivoting under pressure. Thank you for joining, Nasa. Thank you for joining, Sam Freezy. Ella Marito, thank you. From under pressure, do I need to slow down or speed up in order to get myself out of this position that is causing me to make a pivot in my finances, in my family, in my job, in my career, in my business, in other relationships, in a crisis? Where do I find balance? Hey, Lisa, thank you for joining. We're journaling at this time, talking about pivoting under pressure. Where am I in the pivot? How close am I to the goal? Am I far? Am I close? Am I close enough to where I can at least give it a try? Or am I too far? Am I too far from the goal? And if I'm too far from the goal, am I going to stay there and get stuck? Or am I going to seek after assistance to get me unstuck? And if I need to seek after assistance, where do I get the assistance from? Am I stuck because I got stuck in my emotions? Am I stuck because I allowed myself to get overwhelmed? Am I stuck because I allowed the problems to compile? Why am I stuck? Just joining, welcome in. We're doing some journaling right now. Felicia Eltman, you're welcome. We're talking about pivoting under pressure. Sophania Mnemonic, thank you for joining. Taking time to do some journaling. And we're talking about pivoting under pressure. When we begin to feel pressure in our lives, how do we pivot when it seems like things are moving in on us? There are several things that can cause us to pivot. It can be finances. It can be so many things. It could be finances. It could be health. It could be family relationships. It could be job transitions, updated project deadlines, personal family crisis, industry changes. These are things that can cause us to pivot. And so we're asking, what is it that's causing me to pivot? Am I moving too slow while I'm pivoting? Or am I moving too fast? Where do I need to find balance? Where am I in the pivot? Am I stuck? And if I'm stuck, do I need to help to get unstuck? We're going to take about 5 more minutes. Take about 2 more minutes. Again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I really appreciate you. Thank you again so much for joining. We appreciate it. And I'll be back out here tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, where I'll be praying and spending time. Hey, Delight, how you doing? Thank you for joining, Nisi. So I'll be back out here at 5 a.m. Central Time. I'll be out here for 1 hour, 5 a.m. Central Time, and it will be Main Thing Monday. We're going to spend an hour in prayer and encouragement. And so, again, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you, and thank you for everything that you've done. And I will see you on tomorrow. In the meantime, between time, this is Helen Jones, second son, saying life is too short to play games, so keep it real. Two fingers to the north. We out. Pow.